Hello guys, wanted to share with you my Phrecia League starter. Currently a Poison Shield Crush Servant of Arakaali character, and wanted to share it because it's been a breeze and a lot of people struggled. I just checked, I'm level 85 and I've died like 19 times. 11 of those deaths were during the campaign, and I usually take a very soft-code-minded approach to leveling. Like, I don't care if I die, I just want to go fast. I don't spec life nodes, I don't really do defensive shit. I just focus on zooming as fast as possible. And it is not unheard of me for my league starters to have like 30 deaths easily. Like, I just throw my body at stuff, and this build was very smooth. Leveling was smooth. I will show you the setup I used for leveling. Uh, yeah, I leveled as Cobra Lash character, actually Venom Gyre. Cobra Lash at start, but I switched to Venom Gyre later. And then I transitioned into a Shield Crush, and I'm gonna run them up and show you how the build performs and functions, and I will talk about why I picked a Shield Crush as my main skill. So basically, Shield Crush scales off your shield. It gains flat damage per level, which makes it really strong for league starters because you don't need to rely on weapon to get flat damage. And it also, as you gain better shields with better defensive bonuses, you will get more flat damage. And in particular, there is one shield that is very good for this build. This is Emperor's Vigilance, which is very cheap shield. Day 3 currently it's like 8 to 9 chaos, and take maybe like 15 to 20 for a really good roll, but you don't need to worry about that. Like, just getting any Emperor Vigilance shield will do the trick, and you do that in combination with this Seeting Fury jewel. And basically this is the reason why I waited like a couple of days to switch from my Venom Gyre character and enter the maps as Venom Gyre, because this is usually like over 100 chaos early, and I waited until it dropped to like 65 chaos before I bought one, and this is what enables the build, because this gives you enough crit with just some minor 3 investments and perfect agony. This gives you a ton of poison damage. After the map I will show you the POB and I will talk more about the numbers. This is a poison build, so it does have some ramp up time. It's not like immediate damage like some other builds, but it's very good. And the reason why poison is good on league start is because it has some build enabling cheap uniques that give it a lot of power early on, and skills that scale well with poison, like Shield Crush exist, and basically need to pay attention so my Ellie doesn't die. The clear is still not the best because I have to like get AoE clusters. That is basically the main weakness of the build. The AoE is not the greatest. It does a lot of damage on the budget, but to solve the AoE you need to invest in medium AoE clusters. You need to roll them for a Surf Dominance and another node that gives AoE, and then you can scale like your AoE to basically cover your entire screen. So basically eventually you do solve the AoE for not too much currency on this build, but currently as it has, it's not like bad, but it's not like great either. You can just like press your Plague Bearer and Shield Charge as any poison build does, and you will do fine. But once you get those clusters and once you solve your AoE, it's like much better. Let's just skip all this, go do the boss, and so I can show you the POB and then talk about the numbers a bit. Boss damage on this build is like pretty great. You will see right now. You basically up to red maps with like total less than 100 chaos investment. Up to red maps you will basically one-shot all the bosses, and even in red maps they will maybe survive for like a split second. Like, you can see this damage is pretty ridiculous. Like, this is one of the smoothest league starts I've had. So right now we're gonna jump into POB and I will talk about it. So basically what makes Poison's league starter so good, because as I said, they have access to perfect agony in combination with this crazy amulet that gives you all the crit chance you need. And if your build can have access to power charges, meaning Assassin in a normal league or Servant of Arakaali in this league gets them for free. You basically only need to take a couple of notes and you're crit capped. I have 100% crit chance. So that's it. You have perfect agony, you have crit multi-scaling, thanks to Ungils Harmony. Emperor's Vigilance, if you use Shield Crush, this is like the best in slot. There's no doubt, like you would need to craft a crazy rare that would come even close to this shield. So basically use this. And of course Dendrobate. For any skill that doesn't have innate chance to poison, you pretty much always start on your you do your league start with Dendrobate. I have like my Dendrobate is only a 5 league, but it's still worth it because it's technically a 6 league, because it gives me poison chance. If I didn't wear it, I would need to spend like many more points to get my poison up. Eventually you can solve your poison chance by tattooing your int, getting enough int on your gear, but that's like week 2 talk. Like this is for the first couple of days, use Dendrobate. Another really good combination is using Mark of Submission, socketing Despair in it, so you basically have Despair on everything you hit. This is really great for League Stars. And the Obliteration, like the main reason this build even functions currently without all the AOE that I'm about to get, is Obliteration gives me the clear. So basically these are like all 1C unique. I think I paid 5C for this filing chest, 1C for this Ungils Harmony, 1C for this Mark of Submission, 1 Chaos for this flask that basically gives you easy Vita replication. Later on I respect out of the Envy, because Shield Crush has so many flat damage that you don't really need Envy. As you can see, this would basically give me like no damage. Actually I need to spec it and I need to enable it. Like currently it's 3.8, if I disable it is 3.7. Like this skill doesn't give me damage anymore, and the reason for that is because my Shield Crush, which I bought level 21 for 2 chaos off of trade, you don't need to use quality 1, because it's only more damage with hits, and that's like basically irrelevant because you're a poison build, so your damage wouldn't be like, it's better to just use level 21. As you can see, it has like insane amount of flat damage, and then it gets like 8 to 12 per 15 armor on your shield, and your shield has like 2000 armor. So this skill has all the flat damage you need. You don't need to worry about getting flat damage literally anywhere else on the gear. Just the game and your shield, that's it. Your flat damage is solved. Then you focus on increased damage, more damage, and critical strike multiplier, because with perfect agony, critical strike multiplier applies to dot multi. Keep in mind these damage over time nodes, like here, or here, they don't work anymore, because perfect agony sets your multiplier to be equal to your critical strike multiplier. So what you need to think about is your critical strike multiplier is now your damage over time multiplier, and you don't need to take these nodes. These nodes do nothing, so don't make that mistake. So basically, combination of cheap uniques that solve the clear, that solve the damage. I'm currently in yellow maps. As I said, all this you can, if you don't want to craft. I crafted these 3 items and my belt. I think I only bought the ring out of my rare. I crafted it with my 3, and I will show you how. This is self-crafted plus 100C invested. In yellow maps you have almost 4 million DPS. You have 8000 Fizz max hit and 25,000 elemental. I don't know why this doesn't show lightning resistance. I'm actually capped. I think my POB probably didn't update properly or something, but as you can see here, if I click on defenses, I'm capped on all resistances. So basically 25 LE hit, 8000 Fizz hit in yellow maps with 100 chaos. Those are pretty good numbers. Currently level 85, like you can get level 90 pretty easily with this character. If you want to just do 90 for the challenges and quit the league, like this is one of the best builds that you can do. You will struggle a bit to get all the intelligence and dexterity attributes, because obliteration needs to 200 int and you need 159 strength for a shield crush. Obviously you need dexterity for a Herald of Agony, so you need to get something like this, a ring with high int, gloves with high strength, and you will need to use a heavy belt. That's pretty much it. Don't need those on all items, just need to combine on all of your items combined. You can roll strength on the belt, or on the boots, or somewhere, wherever you want. Currently not still suppression capped. Actually, I think my suppression is pretty low. Actually, it's not, it's 88%. You can, like, next level I plan to take chance to suppress spell damages like it. That will bring me to, like, basically 95 spell suppression, almost 100%. I'm gonna call it a day for an hour before I invest more. Later on I will replace some mods on my gear and get those suppression points that I'm missing. So yeah. Next thing I want to talk about is basically how I crafted my gear, and let's go to the monastery so I can show you. So I think I currently have setups for crafting the boots. Like, these are my boots that I crafted with the tree. So more resistance, more speed, more chaos. I didn't put anything less, like just more chaos, more resistance, more speed, and eventually your tree will shit out boots like this: high life, high resistance, chaos resistance, and movement speed. Obviously movement speed could be 30%, but don't worry about that 5% for now. Like, these boots are good enough for now. For the helmet, basically I used all this, except I didn't use this more speed. I think I used more life here. No, reduced, where is more life? No, I used reduced mana. Like, when I crafted my helmet, I used reduced mana. So basically swap the boots from your swap this from boots to helmets and use reduced mana, and you will eventually get, like, high life, high resistance helmet. And then you can spec into jewelry and belts, and basically you will get something like this. Like, this isn't perfect, it was just something that I settled for. Like, it's good enough for now. Like, I didn't want to min-max my belt yet. You can probably buy something better from trade for like 2 chaos. For your grafts, I'm personally going with a very defensive minded set. Actually not so defensive minded, but this Heart of Flame, basically this gives you a guard skill that's pretty broken. It's equivalent to a high armor molten shell, but you don't need to use armor. It applies to all damage, and it's pretty much active like all the time. As you can see, when you're missing life, like, this skill activates and it takes damage for you. Also in combination with that, I use Steel Skin, so if my this is on cooldown, then my Steel Skin will apply, and I also use Steel Skin basically to get rid of bleeding for free for me. My second graft is this Replicating Edge graft. It gives you a bit of movement speed, which is really nice. But what is good for this is basically this gives you shock without having to spend mana on skitterbots. Skitterbots is not very efficient way to spend mana, but you want to apply shock somehow, and you don't want to really throw lightning skills because then you're losing damage. This automatically applies shock for you. What happens is it will spawn this lightning infused little thingy, and that will drop on the ground, explode, and create shock ground. So you have shock on all the rare enemies, all the bosses for free by using these grafts. I thought about using some other, but I think this combination is really good. You get some damage, you get some tankiness. Obviously overcharged sinews, the jolt that gives crit multi is good with perfect agony, but it also makes you take more damage, so I didn't really opt to use that one. And that's pretty much it for the build. This is yellow, as I said, this is yellow map gear, almost 4 million DPS, reliable DPS. As you can see, you basically one-shot a boss, and this is very smooth to play. with investment, with proper cluster jewels, with higher level, with replacing dead rebate eventually for a rare chest for more evasion, energy shield, you can like basically double your max hit easily, and even better on effective hit pool, because right now I have pretty low evasion. And you can like easily triple your damage for only a couple of divines, like none of those upgrades, just getting a six link dead rebate for a while, then upgrading to a rare one, getting my Eldritch implicits properly on my gear, getting some actual damage modes here and there, getting some jewel sockets with damage modes, getting cluster jewels. All that will bring your damage up by a lot. Also, I'm missing another ascendancy. So basically, as I showed you, envy does nothing because you have so much for damage is not really irrelevant. But this is a really good node to take. Why? Because minions have chance to inflict wither don't hit. This will enable your Herald of Agony to inflict wither. So doesn't really attack fast, but even just applying a couple of withers, you also get to apply wither by using Unholy Might from your flask. Why is wither uptime so important? I will show you now. 15 wither stacks, 3.6 million. 10 wither stacks, 3.1 million. So on 5 stacks is 500,000 damage less, or like what it's like 20-30% less damage, something like that. Didn't really do the math. But even just getting a couple of wither stacks from your Herald of Agony crawler faster is going to give you a lot of damage uptime. Obviously you use Withering Step. I use Withering Step with automation. Eventually when I get quality on it, it will apply 8 wither debuffs instantly. And just a couple of attacks from me and my Herald of Agony will get me to 15 wither stacks cap. And this is very important because I see a lot of poison builds just put 15 wither stacks in their POB, but they actually have no way of applying them. Why does this matter? Because if you go here, if you go to the description of wither, I think there's here 20, actually it's not, but basically let's go to POE wiki, POE wither. Wither lasts for 2 seconds. So basically, unless you're attacking insanely fast, and you're not really attacking that fast on this build, you can't really have your wither uptime permanently just by attacking. So that's why we need to use Withering Step with automation, because it instantly applies half of the wither debuffs that you need. Then, for example, you would attack, you have 2 overlapping hits times 3 attack rate, you attack 6 times per second. That means you would apply another 1.5 wither debuffs on average yourself. So that's like less than 10 wither debuffs for second. For another second, you would have like 12 wither debuffs. So you're missing like 3 wither debuffs because these ones are going to expire. If I didn't use this node that I talked about, where my Herald of Agony has a chance to apply Wither of Teeth, I have no way of reaching the 15 cap. Like there's no way. I don't attack fast enough. I don't have enough chance to apply Wither. So basically this is a very good way to make your damage consistent. If I didn't do that, I would need to like tick this to like 10. I left it at 15 for like just for the sake of seeing my maximum damage and stuff like that. Currently I probably have on average like 10 wither stacks, but eventually when I do my Uber lab I will have 15. I waited a bit for Uber lab because it's not a big deal, build functions already. I just didn't want to handle the enraged Izaro like before I'm really ready for it, before I have good defensives like I have right now. So basically that's it. I don't want to yap anymore. I explained everything on the build, the mistakes to avoid. My tree, I will link my POB. I will also link my POE Ninja profile. Go to Phrecia, justified poison. You can go to my profile, I will link it. You can go to like hour 3, hour 12, hour 18. You can see my entire progression, like what I used, how I leveled. When I swapped, like day 1 I had Day 2 I entered maps with level 69 with dual wasp nests. Basically your first 2 chaos that I had, I bought these 2. I paid like 2 alchemy orbs for this Marco submission or something like that, and that's how I entered maps. And I leveled to like, I don't know, level 78, 77 before I had money to buy. Actually, I used the leper's arms before I could afford the Emperor's vigilance. This is a good shield that if you want to transition to shield crush early, I just wanted to try it, but I would not recommend it. You would probably rather level to whatever level and get the currency needed with just doing the Venom Jar or Cobra Lash, whatever you like. Then when you have enough money, you can swap to setup. Like it's still showing my scuff setup, but you would want to swap to this, like basically this POB. And that's it. And hope you have fun in this league. It's insanely hard. It requires way more from a league start build than I'm used to, and I'm excited to see how the build will function at higher levels.